Already check 1 2, check 1 2.
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Can I even hear anything? Check, check. Are you? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. As you are tuned in to Mount Union women's basketball action here, the home opener today for the Raiders as they take on the Heidelberg Student Princes, and also what is considered their OAC opener as well. Jacob Azar here on the call alongside me. We have the great Davis Roby, and last year Mount Union was able to take both these games away from the Student Princes. They look to continue that trend here today, and as the game approaches, let's go through some starting lineups here for both squads. As for the visiting Heidelberg Student Princes, Ashley Ballard, the freshman from Centerville, Ohio, gets the start for the Student Princes, as does another freshman, Hallie Rogers, from Hagerstown, Indiana. She gets to start at guard. Another freshman as well gets to start here, Taylor Ratliff from Buckeye Central in New Washington, Ohio. She gets to start at the other guard position. A familiar face returns here to Mount Union as well, Lily Sweeney. She gets to start for the Raiders. She transferred over to Heidelberg after the season last year with Mount Union. And Bailey Walter rounds out the starting five for Heidelberg, the junior forward from Shelby, Ohio. They are led by head coach Rachel Ferry, who is in her second season at the helm for the Student Princes. And for your home Purple Raiders, Emma Cannon gets to start, the junior guard from Dalton. She is also led in the backcourt with the senior point guard from Chagrin Falls, Corinna Maynard. The senior forward, Izzy Palamone, out of Murraysville, PA. She gets to start here as well. She's actually leading the Purple Raiders in scoring through their first 3 games of the season. Kelsey Glass also gets to start here, the junior guard from Green, and rounding out that starting lineup from Smithville, Ohio, the sophomore forward, Sarah Meach. And the Raiders are led by 17th-year head coach Susie Vanette. And Davis, the Raiders, they actually had a break here, come into this game 1-2, following a big COVID outbreak. They're finally back in action. What are you looking forward to for the Raiders here today?
Just looking for some good basketball, honestly. The Raiders haven't played in about 2.5 weeks, as Jacob was referencing there, due to COVID issues. So tonight or today we'll be looking for some, back-to-school basketball, trying to see, some good fundamentals in play.
And off the opening tip, Heidelberg gets possession. They missed the early three, but it is rebounded by Lily Sweeney. Second chance here for the Student Princes as they move the ball around the perimeter. And now it'll be Taylor Ratliff with time winding down on the shot clock. 3 seconds left. Need to get a shot up, and they are not going to get a shot up. Great defense there from the Purple Raiders to start this one.
The Raiders defense all over the ball right there. Could not let Heidelberg in order to get in the paint right there.
And a good start defensively here for the Purple Raiders, who do come into today 1-2 following a 2-week break as Karenna Maynard gives it to Kelsey Glass on the perimeter. Thought about a three, instead gives it back to Maynard. Maynard inside to Palamone, out to Cannon. Cannon driving baseline, cut off by a defender, and that one's going to be stolen away by Bailey Walter.
That was a great steal by Bailey Walter. Just stuck her hand in there and ripped the ball.
Sweeney pushes the pace up the court. This is now over to Taylor Ratliff. Ratliff with Cannon guarding. She will give it on up to Hallie Rogers. Rogers now driving inside, puts it up, no good. Great defense by Kelsey Glass. As on the rebound, Emma Cannon now, she gives it up to Kelsey Glass. 8:43 remaining here in the first quarter. Palamone down low in the post, and Izzy Palamone gets the Raiders on the board.
Great bucket by Palamone there. Nice with the little shimmy and in.
And off the inbounds pass, that one is stolen away by Karenna Maynard. Maynard gives it to Glass. Glass out to Cannon for the three, and Emma Cannon hits the top of the key three-pointer.
Cannon looked stone cold on that shot right there. Knew it was going to go in as soon as she released it.
As defense turns to offense for the Raiders, putting some pressure now on Lily Sweeney. Sweeney drives, kicks it on out to Rogers for three. Hallie Rogers responds with a three-pointer for Heidelberg.
A nice little drive by Sweeney right there. Nice kick out to Rogers, open for the open three.
5-3 Mountain Union, approaching 8 minutes here in the first quarter. Kelsey Glass now with a transition three, and Kelsey Glass keeps it rolling here with a three-pointer for the Raiders.
Kelsey Glass with a person right in front of their face in order for them to block the ball, but just got the shot off.
And Heidelberg tries to get it up the court. It's stolen away by Maynard, who gives it to Glass, and Glass to Emma Cannon for the transition basket. Heidelberg has seen enough, and a quick timeout here for the Student Princes.
We've seen some good fundamentals, like I said earlier, just looking to get back into the groove of things for Mount Union. Off to a great start so far, 10-3.
And definitely a great start indeed, forcing the early Student Princes turnover, as with 7:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Mount Union is on top 10-3 right now, as Emma Cannon with 5 quick points here for the Raiders as well. And just taking a look at both squads, it's been a slow start for both. Mount Union, of course, is 1-2. Few games canceled due to COVID-19 protocols. And for the Student Princes, they started out 1-6 here today. They come into this contest, my apologies, at 1-6. Won their season opener, have not been able to win ever since, so both teams trying to get back on track here in the early season. As the Student Princes will bring it up the court here. Rogers now with Glass guarding. She will give it on up to Ashley Ballard. Ballard trying to get something going, gives it up to Lily Sweeney. Sweeney driving, cut off by the defenders. Around the perimeter it goes to Ratliff. Ratliff now driving, will kick it on out to Rogers for three. That one is no good. Rebound, Izzy Palamone. Palamone pushes the pace here for the Raiders. Stops, gives it out to Sarah Meach for the three. And Sarah Meach knocks down the three. The Raiders are on fire.
Mount Union getting good separation on the floor, just getting these wide open threes on the offensive transition. Doing a great job of making these shots as well.
Sarah Meach's three opens up a double-digit lead here for the Raiders. 13-3, 6:46 remaining here first quarter. As now around the perimeter they go to Sweeney. Sweeney now gives up to Ballard. Ballard gives it up in the high post to Walter. And taking the shot right there is Hallie Rogers off the Walter feed, and that one is good.
Rogers just came off the screen right there, wide open, easy jumper.
Karenna Maynard will bring it up here for the Raiders. Gives it up to Emma Cannon. Cannon over to Meach again. Meach wide open for another three. That time it was short. Rebound to Ratliff.
Great look again for the Purple Raiders on offense. Just hit the front of the rim, unfortunately.
As Ratliff tries to push the pace, but it is knocked out of bounds by Karenna Maynard. Will stay here with the Student Princes. Substitutions for both squads. Katie Clark will get in here for the Raiders, as will Angela Vitantonio. the sophomore guard from Walsh Jesuit. And that last substitution there for the Raiders will be number 0, Daviana Nash, the freshman from Buckdale. As inbounded to Sweeney. Sweeney now takes a screen up at the top of the key from number 23, Morgan Altenberger. She's hounded by a bunch of defenders. Mount Union bench is loving it. This will surely be a backcourt violation, and it is. Great defense once again from the Raiders.
A great press right there by the Purple Raiders. Just got all up in Sweeney's face. And turnover as a result.
Melanie Koenig also checked in for the Student Princes on that last possession to go with Altenberger, as now Kelsey Glass will have it up at the top of the key, gives it up to Katie Clark. Katie Clark now fresh out that Mount Union bench, out to Vitantonio. Vitantonio drives, puts it up, and no good right there by Angela Vitantonio, but a nice take.
It was a good look by Vitantonio. She gets wide as she gets into the paint for a good shot. Just unfortunately couldn't put it down.
As Sweeney gives it up to her sister Annika, as Annika also checks in here for the Student Princes, also a Mount Union transfer. Annika now pulls up for 3. That one is off the mark. Fight for the rebound will go to the Student Princes. As it is now Altenberger. She will give it up to Lily Sweeney. Lily Sweeney being guarded closely by Nash. Gives it up. Inside they go to Walter. Walter trying to put the moves on Vitantonio. Was able to, but that one's no good. Rebound goes to Katie Clark. Clark now kicks it over to Glass. Glass for 3. No good that time. Rebound right there for the Raiders. And on the putback, number 33, Jenna Reppert, the freshman from LeBray. And off the inbound, stolen away by Nash, but that one is no good. Rebound by Vitantonio. Crazy sequence here for both squads. Dive on the floor. And it's going to go to Rappert, gives it up to Vitantonio, and Vitantonio will turn the ball over.
I don't even know what went on all there. It was just a lot at all time, but Heidelberg with the ball.
As Lily Sweeney now drives here for Heidelberg, and Lily Sweeney gets on the scoreboard with the transition basket.
Just a nice cut in there by Sweeney as she got the nice bucket in.
Nash tries to push the pace here for the Raiders. She's cut off in a double team, and it'll be a jump ball right here. We'll see with the possession. It will stay with the Raiders. As some substitutions here for the Raiders. Gretchen Koken checks in, as does Izzy Palamone. Palamone returns, and she will sub out Jenna Reppert. As Nash has it at the top of the key, gives up to Vitantonio. Vitantonio now pulls up with the elbow jumper. That one's in and out, and that will be rebounded by Walter. As the Student Princes try to take it down the court here now, Altenberger gives it on up over to Ratliff. Ratliff now being guarded closely by Nash. And now up at the top of the key, bounces off, and they will say it will be off Morgan Altenberger's foot, so great defense once again by the Raiders, forces another turnover. As 3:56 remaining here in the first quarter, the Raiders on top 15-7 right now. Nash now takes a pair of screens from Palamone and Vitantonio. Vitantonio now sets the screen for Clark, but Nash still has possession. Nash gives it up to Vitantonio. Vitantonio in the post to Palamone. Palamone kicks out to Koken. Great ball movement as Koken swings it to Clark for 3. And Katie Clark swishes the 3 for Mount Union.
And like you pointed out, Jacob, just great ball movement by the Purple Raiders as they found the wide open person for 3.
Near steal by Clark, but Heidelberg still has it right there. No good by Melanie Koenig, and Vitantonio gets the rebound. We'll have the first foul called of the day. It'll go against the Student Princes, and we'll see who the foul is called on.
Vitantonio just trying to rip the ball away from the Heidelberg player, and fortunately got called for the foul. Heidelberg player did.
As Sarah Meach and Corinna Maynard check back in here for the Raiders. Maynard gives it to Koken. Koken tried to do a cross-court pass to Meach. That one, though, is intercepted by Koenig. Koenig now on the other end tries to find Taylor Ratliff, but just a careless pass right there. It's another turnover for the Student Princes.
Student Princes just being very, uneasy with the ball. Just too many turnovers, unfortunately.
7 turnovers now for Heidelberg and Mount Union right there. Being a little bit sloppy as well. They just committed their 4th turnover. as that one was intercepted by Lily Sweeney. Called for the jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Student Princes. Now Annika Sweeney will give it on up. Gives up to Ratliff. Ratliff tried to get it back to Sweeney. And they say it will be deflected by the Mount Union defender. I believe that was Karenna Maynard. So possession will stay with the Student Princes with the side out of bounds. 2:50 to go here now in the first quarter. 18-7, Mount Union on top. Ratliff now with Maynard guarding her. Ratliff gives it up to Annika Sweeney. Sweeney tried to get it inside, but it was deflected and right back to her. Sweeney now being guarded closely by Cannon. She will give it up to Taylor Ratliff. Shot clock down to 5. Ratliff needs to get something going. Ratliff pulls up for the 3. That one is long. Fight for the rebound, and then it will be corralled by Sarah Meach. Meach now gives it up to Maynard. Trap coming here for Heidelberg. Maynard tries to get through it, gives up to Meach. Need to get it across half court. They're able to. Meach now getting trapped near the half court line, gives up to Maynard. Maynard back to Meach. Meach thought about a 3, instead gives it to Palamone inside. Palamone now, and she shuffled her shoes. Another turnover there for the Raiders.
Palamone looking for a good shot underneath. Unfortunately, just got her feet tripped up. Travel.
Raiders with another turnover here. Sloppy start for both squads, as Taylor Ratliff will bring it up here with Karenna Maynard guarding her the full 94 feet. Under 2 to go now. Still 18-7 Mountain Union here, as Ratliff tries to get this offense going. Try to get to Annika Sweeney, but that one is deflected and stolen away by Emma Cannon. Cannon now on the break, and Emma Cannon with the transition coast to coast and one opportunity.
A nice steal by Cannon generated this whole offensive transition right there and got the and 1 going for his free throws right now. Good transition by Cannon.
And a strong start for the junior from Dalton, Ohio, as Emma Cannon now with 7 points opens that Mount Union lead up to 20-7. Kelsey Glass returning here for the Raiders, as does number 33, Jenna Reppert. And so Cannon will have the chance to convert on the and 1, and that one is off, so it'll just be the 2 points, but nonetheless Mountain Union on top 20-7 now. As in now for Heidelberg is Marissa Thomas. She has it driving baseline, and she's able to draw the foul on Emma Cannon. That'll be Cannon's first and the team's first personal foul of the quarter. Taylor Ratliff will inbound it here for the Student Princes, as she will give it inside to Morgan Altenberger. Altenberger trying to put the move, almost a travel right there. Surprised they didn't call it, but Altenberger is able to put it in for the Student Princes.
Just a nice lay-in by Altenberger.
And on the other end, Maynard tried to get it up to Kelsey Glass for the quick basket, but no good right there. And so the Student Princes will take over. He gives it up to Altenberger. Altenberger thought about the shot, no good right there. Instead gives it up to Ratliff. Now over to Altenberger. Altenberger driving on Meach. She will give it up to Thomas. Thomas driving now. And Marissa Thomas off the bench gets the 2 right there for Heidelberg.
It was good defense by Cannon, just better offense right there.
As Maynard takes it up the floor here for the Raiders. Less than a minute to go now in this first quarter. Around the perimeter to Cannon. Cannon now will give it up to Meach. Back over to Emma. Emma Cannon now over to Kelsey Glass. Glass over to Maynard. Maynard will find Meach. Meach trying to dribble. Lost it momentarily. Emma Cannon, right place, right time. Is able to put it in for the Raiders.
Just good recognition by Cannon there. Easy bucket.
Thomas gives it up down at the other end to Altenberger for the quick basket. And Altenberger is able to draw the shooting foul right there. That foul will undoubtedly go on Jenna Reppert, and that will be her first personal, team's second. So 25 seconds remaining here now. Heidelberg heads to the free throw line for the first time. That one is no good by Altenberger. The second one will be coming here for the Student Princes, who have started today 3 for 9 from the floor, 33% as no good there. Mount Union 7 for 13 from the floor. As Maynard now will give it on up to Reppert. Reppert tried to give it to Cannon. Bounces off Cannon, and it will be a backcourt violation here for the Raiders. So really just some sloppy play from both teams thus far. Mount Union came into today averaging 22 turnovers per contest, while Heidelberg just a little bit better in that department, 19 turnovers. So the sloppy play continues here at the early start for both teams. As around the perimeter they go, Thomas tries to put the spin move on Cannon, throws up a layup, no good, and that will end the first quarter on that note. Mount Union on top, 22-11. Davis, what did you like from the Purple Raiders in that first quarter, and what can they improve on?
You know, they've looked good for not playing for about 2.5 weeks. The fundamentals are right there. The defense has been really solid. You know, if they keep this up, obviously, right now they're in the lead, like you said, Jacob, 22-11, and I don't see it changing if they keep playing the way they are.
And that is for sure. As I love how you mentioned that 2-week break, Davis. Really looked as though Mount Union might come out a little bit slow, but they were able to put their foot on the gas pedal early on, led by Emma Cannon with those 9 points for the Raiders.
It seems like Mount Union's come out just firing on all cylinders so far. I mean, they're over 50% from the field and shooting 4 for 6 from 3, putting you at a 66% clip right there. I mean, shooting's been the name of the game for them so far.
And that is a great point, Davis. They really came out firing. In fact, in one sequence, three three-pointers in a very short time frame. So really put the Raiders on top and rolling early. The only downside that you can really talk about for the Raiders thus far has been the turnovers. 5 turnovers in that first quarter. Need to clean that department up just a little bit. 8 turnovers, though, for Heidelberg. So Mount Union's defense is definitely working right now. Mount Union also winning the points off turnovers battle right now, 10-2. So defense is turning to offense here for the Raiders, as the Raiders will come out with Sarah Meeks, Corinna Maynard, Kelsey Glass, Emma Cannon, and Izzy Palamone. That's starting 5 here. Ratliff will be guarding Maynard. Maynard gives up to Palamone, high post. Palamone now trying to see where she's going with it, gives up to Cannon. Cannon fires for 3, and that time it's no good. Rebound to Altenberger. Altenberger will give it up to Marissa Thomas here. Thomas brings it down the floor. A nice pump fake right there as she was able to find Bailey Walter inside, who used the pump fake for the easy 2.
Walter just with the nice little pump fake right there. Got Palamone off her feet. A nice little pivot move inside and good for the bucket.
At the other end now, Maynard gives up to Cannon. Cannon drives baseline, and Emma Cannon banks it in for the 2.
Everyone was so focused on Cannon hitting that 3 that she faked it and went in.
As Cannon makes it 24-13, Mount Union now with 9:12 remaining here in the second quarter. There is a foul call on Emma Cannon, however, and that will be a critical one there for Cannon. That's her second personal, so she will have to take a seat on the bench now. Angela Vittantonio will check in here for the Raiders, as does Katie Clark. Some tough defense right there, and another early foul call here. This time it will be on Katie Clark, fresh off the bench. That will be her first personal foul. And so the Raiders called for 2 early fouls here with just a minute into this second quarter. As Ratliff will have it now. She takes a screen from Altenberger. She gives it up and gets it right back. Now Marissa Thomas. Thomas driving, kicks it on out, and that time it was a drive by Koenig that was no good. Rebound to Vittantonio.
Vittantonio looked like she just took that right out of Koenig's hands in order for it to drive down the lane.
Vittantonio gives it to Kelsey Glass, who was wide open for the 3, and Kelsey Glass makes the defense pay with another Mount Union 3-pointer, which will lead to another Student Prince's timeout.
Yet again, another wide open player for Mount Union in order just to get those wide open 3s, good ball transition, and honestly just getting in the right places at the right time.
And Kelsey Glass now with her second 3-pointer of the contest. Mount Union is letting it fly early and often here. Glass, Sarah Meach, Emma Cannon, and Katie Clark all with a 3-pointer to their name thus far, as Mount Union finds themselves on top 27-13 here with 8:37 remaining in the second quarter. And Mount Union coming into this contest from the three-point line. They were only shooting 19.5% as a team through their first 3 games. So it's really great to see them trying to get back on track here as they are 5 for 8 here early on in this one. It's been a struggle for the Raiders as they were able to go up to Hope, Michigan for the Hope Invitational early on in the season. They won their home opener 75-59 over North Central. However, they did face the number 1 team in the country in Hope College in that invitational as well. They lost 94-41. Their most recent game, they were at Pitt Greensburg, able to lose that one 62-50. And of course, those last 2 games canceled due to COVID concerns. As we resume play here, Daviana Nash is called for the foul, just playing a little bit too aggressively on the defensive side. That'll be her first personal foul as she just re-enters the game for the Raiders. As Marissa Thomas now will inbound it to Taylor Ratliff. Ratliff now will give it up on the perimeter to Altenberger. Altenberger right back to Thomas. Thomas over to Ratliff, who shoots the open 3. And Taylor Ratliff now with a pair of 3-pointers for the Student Princes.
Just good ball movement right there by Heidelberg.
And on the other end, Katie Clark gets a quick 2 right there off the Daviana Nash feed. And right there, Kelsey Glass able to deflect the pass for the steal. Vitantonio kicks it right back out to Glass, who cannot hit from mid-range. Student Princes have it now. Taylor Ratliff takes it up here for the Student Princes. Gives it up to Hallie Rogers, who gives it to Altenberger. Altenberger back to Ratliff. Ratliff being guarded by Clark. Gives it back to Altenberger. Altenberger now driving on Vitantonio. Deflected momentarily by Daviana Nash. Katie Clark picks up the loose ball. Raiders slow things down here as Nash pulls up for the top of the key 3. That one wide left, no good. Rebound goes to Marissa Thomas.
Good look for Daviana Nash right there. Just unfortunately could not sink it into the bucket.
As Ratliff now has it, she gives it up to Marissa Thomas. Thomas now up to Altenberger. Altenberger over to Ratliff. Ratliff gives up to Walter. Walter being double teamed now in the post. Walter tries to get it through, and she cannot get through it without shuffling her shoes. Another Heidelberg turnover. Jenna Repart will return here for the Purple Raiders. And for the Student Princes, Lily Sweeney and Ashley Ballard will return. As Nash gives it up to Vitantonio, right back to Nash. Nash will now kick it over to Clark. Clark gives it on up to Repart, kicks it back to Vitantonio for the 3, and that one in and out, no good. And that one will be rebounded by Bailey Walter, and she also draws the personal on Kelsey Glass. So that'll be Glass's first personal, 4th team foul of the quarter here, as the Raiders have a 29-16 lead with 6:49 remaining here in the half.
Raiders with 4 fouls in this quarter right now, Jacob, and Heidelberg with 0. I think Mount Union's been a little bit sloppy on the offensive and defense side of the ball a little bit this quarter.
And that is for sure. They want to clean up that department, as on the other end, Bailey Walter tries to drive, and I believe it'll be a kickball violation here on Vitantonio, unless they call her for the personal. And no, they will actually call a reach-in foul on Daviana Nash, so interesting call right there. Student Princes now are in the bonus, like how you were just mentioning, Davis. A lot of foul trouble here for the Raiders. And so Heidelberg will be in the bonus the rest of this quarter. As some substitutions here for the Raiders. Allie Hudick, the freshman from Lake Catholic, will enter here for the first time for the Raiders. And Sarah Meach also returns. So the first free throw from Walter is up and good. Second free throw is up and also good. Cuts that lead back down to 29-18 for Mount Union. Karenna Maynard now will give it up to Sarah Meach. Meach gives up to Repart at the top of the key. Nice backdoor cut from Kelsey Glass, who lays it in for the easy 2.
Kelsey Glass saw the lane and just went right to it and got open for a nice bucket.
And on the ensuing inbounds pass, the Raiders come out in a full court press with a trap. No other choice right there for Hallie Rogers but to throw it off Meach's leg to keep possession alive here for the Student Princes. As now Sweeney is able to get it across court for Heidelberg. And Lily Sweeney will try to get things set here. She gives it on up to Ratliff. Nice move by her, trying to drive. Wanted the foul, and my apologies, that was Marissa Thomas, who had it stripped away momentarily. It will stay here with the Student Princes. So Sweeney will inbound it here for Heidelberg, as she will give it up to Bailey Walter. Walter now driving. Walter tried to put it in, no good right there. Nice defense by Repart, and Corinna Maynard now will bring it up, gives it up to Meach. Meach now looking for the open cutter. Instead, we'll give it to Kelsey Glass. Glass now putting the moves on the defender, almost pulled up for a three. And a 3-second violation will be called here on Sarah Meach. A turnover for the Raiders.
Meach just seems to be a little bit more aware of where she is in the paint. Got called for the 3 seconds right there.
As 2 substitutions here for the Raiders. Gretchen Koken will return, as will Izzy Palamone. As Sweeney will give it up here to Hallie Rogers. Rogers will be defended by Koken as the Student Princes try to cut in this league. Rogers drives, a nice aggressive drive by her. She is able to draw the foul there for the Student Princes, which will send Hallie Rogers to the free throw line.
Rogers just got the extra step right there and, went up for the bucket and got fouled.
That foul will be called on Gretchen Koken for her first personal. And Rogers puts it in there for the Student Princes. Makes it 31-19 Mount Union now with 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Rogers' second free throw is up and good. Katie Clark will re-enter here for the Raiders. She's subbing out the freshman Allie Hudick. As the press here, Koken bobbled it momentarily but is able to regain possession, gives it up to Meach. Meach now trying to get it across the half-court timeline. Gave it up to Koken. They need to get it across half court, and they are unable to do so. 10-second violation. Great defense right there by the Student Princes.
Just a great press right there.
As the Student Princes force another Mount Union turnover, they will inbound it with the side out of bounds. And another substitution here for the Raiders. It'll be number 22, Madison Hensley. We'll check in here for the Raiders for the first time today. As head coach Susie Vanette calls for a strong defensive possession here, as Lily Sweeney will give it up to Marissa Thomas. Thomas will give it up to Rogers. Rogers will give it up to Ballard. Ballard now will give it up to Thomas. Thomas trying to drive, and that one was in and out, no good. Rebound goes to Katie Clark. Katie Clark now trying to drive. Susie Vanette is not happy that no foul was called right there. Maynard will kick it inside to Izzy Palamone. Palamone trying to put the post moves on, and that was a strong move right there by Izzy Palamone. She's able to draw the foul on Bailey Walter, which, believe it or not, will be the first team foul here of this second quarter for the Student Princes.
Palamone looking like she's shaking her right leg a little bit there. Maybe a little ginger.
And that would definitely be a big blow for the Raiders as Palamone comes into today as the leading scorer for the Raiders throughout their first 3 games. Palamone's first free throw is up and no good.
Not only is Palamone leading the Raiders in scoring this year so far, but she also is leading the team in rebounds as well.
And that is a great point. As Palamone's, both her free throws are no good, but the rebound goes to Meach, and a nice recognition right there by Katie Clark as Izzy Palamone was able to get behind the defense and get the easy 2.
Palamone couldn't hit the free throws, but she can hit the wide open bucket underneath.
Ashley Ballard now will give it up to Bailey Walter on a transition basket. No good right there. Able to grab her own miss, though. Walter no good on the second try. Gets her own miss again. Will kick it on out to Thomas. Thomas out to Ballard. Ballard out to Sweeney. Sweeney driving now. Tries to draw the foul, and instead will be called for the charge. Corinna Maynard steps in, puts her body on the line, and a charging foul called on Lily Sweeney. So great defensive stance right there by the Raiders as they currently lead 33-20 now with 4:15 remaining here in the half. Maynard gives it up to Palamone at the top of the key. Palamone now gives it back to Meach. Meach kicks it over to Katie Clark. Clark now driving baseline. Gives it back to Meach. Meach will give it over to Hensley. Over to Maynard now. 7 on the shot clock. Palamone trying to drive. Izzy Palamone goes inside. No good there. Needs to put up a shot once again. And it'll be a shot clock violation here for the Raiders.
Palamone had a good look inside. Just unfortunately overshot the basket, actually. Didn't even hit the backboard.
So since that shot did not hit the rim, that is the reason for the 24-second shot clock violation. Alicia Carter, the freshman from Bellefontaine, Ohio, checks in for the first time today for the Student Princes as Sweeney tries to take it at the other end. It's stolen away by Maynard. Coretta Maynard now gives it up to Meach. Meach over to Maynard. Maynard over to Hensley. Hensley pulls up for 3, and Madison Hensley off the Mount Union bench hits a big-time 3.
Yet again, another Mount Union player, in this case Hensley, with a Heidelberg player right in their face, still sunk the shot.
And a nice find in there to Koenig to Walter, but Walter could not finish at the rim. Walter's a little bit slow to get up. Palamone now tries to drive, deflects off her foot, and there will be a jump ball here now as Walter was very slow to get up on that possession. And the possession arrow will be in favor of the Student Princes.
Walter being subbed out right there.
As Walter was indeed subbed out. Hopefully she will be okay. As Kelsey Glass returns here for the Raiders, as does Allie Hudick. Now inside they go to Altenberger, who has just checked in, and Altenberger could not finish. Rebound goes to Palamone. Palamone now pushing the pace a little bit, gives it up to Kelsey Glass. Glass pulls up for a deep 3, that time no good. Offensive rebound goes to Palamone, and Palamone is able to draw the foul on the floor, and that one will go on Ashley Ballard for her first personal and team's 3rd.
Palamone looks like she's just being a beast down there low in the paint, just grabbing every rebound, trying to score every point underneath there.
And Palamone now with 5 early rebounds here for the Raiders, really making her presence known as Hensley shuffled her shoes there just a little bit. Another turnover there for Mount Union. They are now at 10 turnovers as Heidelberg with 13 turnovers. So just a sloppy first half for both squads. As number 33, Jenna Reppart, will return here for the Raiders. Lily Sweeney now will give it on up on the perimeter. Altenberger now over inside to Ballard. That one's stolen away by Allie Hudick. Hudick now gives it up to Hensley. Hensley pulls up for 3 again. That time no good. Fight for the ball. Reppart's able to get the offensive rebound. Gives it up to Maynard. Maynard now over to Kelsey Glass. Glass will give it on up to Hensley. Hensley over to Hudick. Hudick now with 8 on the shot clock. Hudick puts the moves on, and Hudick, wow, a great crossover leads to the mid-range shot for Allie Hudick.
Like you said, Jacob, right there with the crossover by Hudick. Lovely little move right there. Got the defender stumbling on her feet. Nice wide open jumper made.
As on the other end, Heidelberg turns it over. Once again, this Mount Union defense is just lethal here today. As for the Student Princes, Alyssa Martin, the junior out of Akron, Ohio, checks in. But Allie Hudick, that's actually her first 2 points of the contest, and technically her first 2 points here at the MAC, as she is a freshman, so a great way to get on the board there. As on the other end, Hudick tried to drive once again inside. That time no good. Though fights for the loose ball, gets the jump ball called, and it will remain with the Raiders.
Hudick just with a nonstop motor right there. Got the jump ball, like you said, Jacob, and as a freshman trying to make an early impact in the game and, wanting to make a name for herself there.
And no doubt the freshman from Lake Catholic High School is putting her imprint on this game now with 1:33 remaining here in the half. Mount Union on top by 18, 38-20. Hensley over to Glass. Glass thought about the 3, tried to give it to Hudick. Deflected out of bounds, though, right there by number 15, Taylor Ratliff. So Hudick will inbound it here from the sideline. And she will give it up to Hensley. Hensley now to Maynard. Maynard pulls up for 3. That time it's long. Rebounder Reppart. Reppart out to Hensley for another 3. That time no good either. Rebound goes to the Student Princes.
A few wide open looks for Mount Union. Couldn't just put it down.
As on the other end, Koenig tried to put it up. That time no good. Rebound though. Alyssa Martin got the rebound the first time, no good, but she's able to get her own miss and puts it in there for the Student Princes. Maynard now trying to cross that half-court timeline. She's able to do so. Under a minute to go now here in the first half. Maynard being guarded closely by Koenig. Gives it up to Kelsey Glass. Glass now trying to slow things down a little bit with 10 on the shot clock. Gives up to Repart. Repart pulls up mid-range. Air ball gives it right back to Hudick, though, off the offensive rebound. Out to Maynard. No good on the three. And the rebound here goes to Koenig. She will give it up to Altenberger. Altenberger now swings it around the perimeter as Taylor Ratliff slowing things down here for the Student Princes. Gives up to Martin. Martin to Altenberger. Altenberger over to Carter. Carter to Altenberger. Down low inside to Alyssa Martin. And Alyssa Martin dribbled it off her foot. It'll be another Student Princes turnover.
Mount Union defense is coming in clutch right there yet again.
17 Heidelberg turnovers now as there's 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Maynard now trying to get something going here for the Raiders for a potential last second bucket. Gives up to Hudick. Hudick drives, pulls up from the free throw line. That time it's too strong. And that is how the first half will end with the Mount Union Purple Raiders here. And the women's basketball home opener and the OAC opener currently on top, 38-22. Exciting first half, Davis. What really stood out to you for the Purple Raiders?
The stout defense that they've had, since coming back from that two and a half week break has been phenomenal as they've, like you said, Jacob, they forced 17 Heidelberg turnovers. And because of the defense, they actually have led this entire game. There hasn't been a single time where Heidelberg's been in the lead or even tied with Mount Union other than the opening jump ball. Mount Union's been in the lead for this whole game.
And I'd have to agree with you on that one, Davis. It's really been the defense that has guided the Raiders out to this big halftime lead. They held the Student Princes to just 30% shooting overall from the floor for 17 turnovers as the Raiders find themselves on top here, 38-22. They were led in that first half by Emma Cannon, who had 11 points for the Raiders. Kelsey Glass also chipped in 8 points as the Raiders found themselves hot from the three-point line as well, knocking down 6 triples for them. And so we will take a halftime break here, be back on in around 10 minutes or so for second half action of the Mount Union Purple Raiders and Heidelberg Student Princes. Alrighty, and we are back here for second half action for the Mount Union Purple Raiders women's basketball team's home opener here against the Heidelberg Student Princes. They are currently on top, 38-22 here at the halftime break. And Davis, who really stood out to you in that first half for the Purple Raiders statistically wise?
Obviously, I think it's going to be Emma Cannon. She has 11 points on the night so far, and she's been all over the glass as well. She got 2 rebounds tonight. And she's been shooting very efficiently, 5 for 7 from the field tonight, over at 71%, 1 for 2 from 3. So obviously looking for more play from her. And overall, just great defense by Mount Union as well. I mean, obviously the 17 turnovers in the first half was very clutch for them, so keep looking to push that over as well.
And Cannon had those 11 points with just 8 minutes of action. She picked up 2 personal fouls. So definitely we'll see more of Emma Cannon here in this second half, as Kelsey Glass also had 8 points for the Raiders as well. She was able to knock down a pair of triples for the Raiders, who knocked down 6 as a team. As for Heidelberg, the leading scorer in that first half was Hallie Rogers. She finished with 7 points there for the Student Princes, who just shot 30.8% from the floor. Mount Union at 44% from the floor. And Heidelberg only knocked down 2 threes, while Mount Union was able to knock down 6. And as Davis mentioned, the Raiders forced 17 turnovers for the Student Princes. Mount Union had 10 themselves, so a little bit sloppy on their end. But definitely the defense is turning into offense as well, as the Raiders have 15 points off turnovers, while Heidelberg just with the 4 points off turnovers. And just to take a look at the other action for women's basketball around the OAC today, overtime thriller down in Capital, as the Otterbein Cardinals were able to come away with a 2-point 65-63 win over the Capital Comets. The Marietta Pioneers were able to take down Ohio Northern 60-52 earlier on today. The John Carroll Blue Streaks, the defending OAC champions, were able to take down the Muskingum Muskies 76-68 down in Muskingum. And lastly, down in Wilmington, the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, who eliminated this Purple Raider women's basketball team in the semifinals of the OAC tournament last year, were able to take down the Wilmington Quakers 87-59. And it's been a busy day here for athletics here at Mount Union on its campus as well. The men's basketball team will be immediately following the women's basketball game as they take on the Heidelberg Student Princes. We will have the coverage here for you on the Mount Union live stream. But prior to both of these games, the Mount Union men's football team was able to come away with a thrilling overtime victory over Muhlenberg, 35-29, as Braxton Plunk found DJ Harvey for the game-winning touchdown in that overtime period. Davis, I know you were watching it. How exciting was it for you personally as the Raiders advanced to the semifinals once again?
Absolutely thrilling, Jacob. I mean, Mount Union 2019 got eliminated in the quarterfinals by North Central, who they're going to play next week in Illinois. And it would be good to see that matchup again, and good to have Mount Union back farther in the playoffs than they have been the past 2 years, and obviously couldn't play last year due to COVID.
As definitely redemption on the Purple Raider football team's mind there, as they will travel to North Central next week, as Davis mentioned, for that semifinal action. So congratulations to the football team, as we are set to get underway here once again. A little bit of a shot clock malfunction. Be 23 on the shot clock here as Heidelberg has possession. Taylor Ratliff now being trapped on the perimeter. She will give that up to Koenig. Koenig drives. That time it was no good. Starters on here on the court for both teams, with the exception of Melanie Koenig. She is in here in place of Lily Sweeney, as the Raiders will have possession now. Kelsey Glass kicks it over to Karenna Maynard. Maynard now puts a spin move on Rogers, gives it to Cannon. Cannon over to Kelsey Glass. Glass now gives it up to Maynard. Maynard to Palamone. Palamone thought about a 3, instead gives it up to Meach. Meach over to Cannon, 7 on the shot clock. Emma Cannon now trying to drive. Cannon driving, puts it up. No good on the mid-range. On the putback, though, Izzy Palamone puts it in.
Cannon, which is a really flat shot. Actually, the ball went under the rim right there, and Palamone with the easy pickup for the bucket.
And off the trap here, Taylor Ratliff was trapped into the corner. She's able to throw it out of bounds off of Sarah Meach's foot. So possession will remain here with the Student Princes. as Izzy Palamone continues to have a strong start to the season as far as rebounding goes, as struggling to get the ball in here, but the Student Princes are able to do so. Marissa Thomas now gives it up to Rogers. Rogers couldn't get it to go. Walter on the putback couldn't get it to go either, but Rogers grabs the offensive rebound. A third chance here on this possession. Koenig now driving, kicks it on out to Taylor Ratliff. She can't get it, but another offensive rebound by Walter. Walter now over to Koenig. Koenig now will give it up to Rogers. Rogers gives it to Koenig into Walter. Walter now trying to put the moves on, and she's able to draw the foul. So great job by Heidelberg keeping the possession alive. It'll be a foul on Izzy Palamone.
Just not a great boxing out by Purple Raiders right there, allowing Heidelberg not to get one but two offensive rebounds on that possession right there.
And so Bailey Walter will head to the line. Gretchen Koken returns here for the Purple Raiders, subbing out Emma Cannon. And my apologies, that foul was actually called on Cannon, which will be her third personal, as Walter's first free throw is up and no good. And the second free throw is also no good. Kelsey Glass will corral the rebound, and she is met in a trap immediately. Gives up to Palamone, though. Palamone now has the numbers, gives up to Maynard. Maynard bobbled it, though. Turnover there for the Raiders. Koenig now on the other end, tries to get the transition layup. And a nice basket there from the freshman, Melanie Koenig, with her first 2 points today.
Nice little steal there by Koenig in order to get the nice lay-in up on the other end of the floor.
Glass now will give it to Meach. Meach over to Maynard. Maynard over to Koken. Koken now gives it back to Kelsey Glass. Glass thought about the deep three, but instead will give it to Meach. Meach now to Gretchen Koken. Koken battling in the post, and Koken puts it up. No good. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Sarah Meach. And an over-the-back foul call, I do believe, on Sarah Meach here.
Which don't really agree with the foul call right there by the referee, but it is what it is, Heidelberg ball.
And I will have to agree with you on that, Davis. I didn't see a lot of contact there. Meach now picks up her first personal, second team foul of the quarter, as with 7:36 remaining in this third quarter. Mount Union's on top 40-24. Ratliff drives inside, kicks out to Koenig. Koenig gives it up to Rogers. Rogers driving now. Hallie Rogers couldn't finish. Walter, another offensive rebound, puts it up. Wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Kelsey Glass now will have it, and they will call the foul on Melanie Koenig.
Thought that might have been a jump ball right there instead of a reach-in foul.
It could honestly be a makeup call, too, as a questionable over-the-back call on the Mount Union end, and now just a questionable reach and foul call there. But nonetheless, the Raiders will have possession as Koken gives up to Meach. Meach over to Glass. Glass now tried to find Meach, but is met right there by Rogers. Meach will get it in the post, though. Gives out to Maynard for the three. No good there. And the rebound goes to Palamone. Palamone on the baseline, no good. Grabs it again, and Izzy Palamone with the second chance put back there for the Raiders.
Palamone playing just a little bit of bully ball right there.
As Marissa Thomas now on the other end drives baseline, almost shuffled her shoes, and will give it up to Ratliff. Ratliff now with Kelsey Glass defending. Pulls it out here for Heidelberg. Ratliff now pulls up for three. That one is long. Rebound to Koenig. Koenig driving, and Melanie Koenig now with 4 points, all coming in this third quarter.
Just the easy rebound for Koenig right there in order to get in the paint wide open for the layup.
As Corinna Maynard now gives it up to Glass on the perimeter. Glass pump fakes the three, and we'll give it right back to Maynard. Maynard over to Meach. Meach now gives it right back to Corinna Maynard. Maynard wants a screen from Palamone. She gets it. Driving now is Maynard. Finds Meach. Meach, the extra pass out to Koken for three. No good. Rebound, though, Bailey Walter. As the Student Princes try to cut in this lead just a little bit more. Marissa Thomas now with the spin move, no good. Thomas gets the rebound, tried to kick it out to Hallie Rogers, just a little bit wide, and it will be another turnover for the Student Princes.
It was a great play right there by Marissa Thomas. Nice little spin move, just couldn't get the bucket in, tried to save the ball, just threw it out, threw it a little bit to the left of her own player, and, you know, she's putting in the work right now, trying to get her team back in the game.
As Lily Sweeney and Ashley Ballard will return here for the Student Princes. As for Mount Union, Angela Vittantonio, Madison Hensley, and Katie Clark all return as well. Clark now driving baseline, gives up to Palamone. Palamone inside, trying to get that inside post. Presence, no good. Rebound to Hensley, though. Hensley gives it up to Maynard. Coretta Maynard on the floater, no good. Hensley fighting for that extra possession, no good again. And after a couple missed opportunities, Lily Sweeney comes up with the rebound for Heidelberg.
About 2 or 3 offensive rebounds for the Raiders right there. Just couldn't get it in the bucket, unfortunately.
As on the other end now, Marissa Thomas will pull up for 3. That one is no good. Rebound to Palamone as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Palamone is called for the double dribble.
Yet again, another sloppy turnover for the Raiders right there.
As Annika Sweeney returns here for the Student Princes. And for Mount Union, Jenna Repart and Emma Cannon both return. So now 5:06 remaining here in the third quarter. Out of bounds underneath the basket here for the Student Princes. Trying to cut into that lead just a little bit more. That one hit nothing for Koenig. Kicks it on out, though, off the offensive rebound to Sweeney, and Lily Sweeney's 3 is no good. So Katie Clark now will bring it up, gives it up to Cannon. Cannon now inside to Repart. And Repart tries to put it in, and Jenna Repart with a nice post move puts it in for the Raiders.
Just a nice back-to-back right there on the post, and nice little lay-in.
And on the other end, Ashley Ballard pulls up for the mid-range. That one is no good. Rebound goes to Emma Cannon. Cannon will bring it up here for Mount Union. She gives it up to Madison Hensley, my apologies. She gives it to Katie Clark. Clark now trying to drive back out to Hensley. Hensley now gives it to Cannon. Emma Cannon pulls up for 3, and that time it's good again. Emma Cannon with her second 3 of the game. She's up to 14 for the contest. Mount Union's opened up its biggest lead. And on the other end, another Heidelberg turnover as this Purple Raider defense continues to roll.
Emma Cannon leading the scoring today for the Mount Union Purple Raiders at 14 for the game with 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Obviously looking for her to keep going with the ball and keep scoring some more points.
Hallie Rogers and Morgan Altenberger return here for the Student Princes as they find themselves trailing by 21 with 3:55 remaining here in this third quarter. Repart's pass is deflected by Hallie Rogers, will remain here with the Raiders. But 47-26 Mount Union now. Their largest lead of the contest. Clark kicks it out to Hensley. Hensley now to Cannon. Cannon right back to Hensley. Hensley gives out to Clark. Clark inside to Vittantonio. Back out to Hensley. Great ball movement here by the Raiders. Hensley pulls up from the free throw line, and the freshman puts it in. And Madison Hensley now, she has 5 points off that Raider bench. It is now 49-26. Altenberger's pass deflected away, but Lily Sweeney is able to corral it. Sweeney now will give it on up, and Altenberger will have it over to Ballard. Needs to get a shot up here. Rogers pulls up for 3. Hallie Rogers' shot is short. Rebound goes to Repart.
Mount Union putting up some great defense right there. And putting up a little bit of a half-court press as well. Saw that the Heidelberg Student Princes couldn't really get the ball moving and just kept going at it.
As Repart has it in the post, gives it up to the cutting Katie Clark, who just couldn't finish. But that was a great pass by Repart to find Clark in stride. Annika Sweeney grabbed the rebound, takes it at the other end, but loses possession. Repart will come away with it. Gives up to Katie Clark. Clark now out to Hensley. Hensley for 3. That one's no good. Rebound to Hallie Rogers. Rogers now will have it. She takes it the full length of the court herself, but the layup is no good. Credit the defense to Emma Cannon. Cannon grabs the rebound, pushes it up the court, gives it to Katie Clark. Clark trying to drive baseline. Cut off, gives it up to Vittantonio. And Susie Vanette wants to talk things over here with the timeout. Coming out of the timeout for the Raiders, Daviana Nash will return, as will Allie Hudick. So 2 freshmen will return here for the Raiders. Izzy Palamone as well. And for Heidelberg, Marissa Thomas and Alyssa Martin will return for the Student Princes. And Davis, while we have a break, what have you seen that's allowed Mount Union to really push themselves out to their largest lead of 23 now here today?
One word, Jacob. Defense. Defense today has been just suffocating Heidelberg recently, and especially in this quarter as well. Just looking to put on more points and keep the pressure up on defense, and they'll win this game. I mean, I know they're already up 23 points at this point, 2:19 left in the third quarter, but the more defense they get, the more points, the more turnovers, the better the result is for the end of the game.
And that's a great way to put it too, Davis. It really has been suffocating all throughout the day, as Heidelberg just has not been able to get an offensive rhythm whatsoever because of the defense. As Clark now has it on the perimeter, gives it up to Glass. And Nash now, freshly into the contest, gives it on up to Hudick. Hudick inside to Palamone. Palamone now with the nice post move, and Izzy Palamone puts it in.
Palamone's had about 3 or 4 opportunities so far in this game to show off some really nice post moves, and honestly, they look pretty good, I'm not going to lie, and it's been good for Mount Union as well.
As Heidelberg will have it here now, and my apologies as well. Katie Clark actually just checked out of the contest. Checking in is the freshman from Minerva, number 20, Coletta Miller, as on the other end, Palamone with a steal here for the Raiders. Gives it up to Clark, and my apologies, Kelsey Glass for 3, and Kelsey Glass hits her third three-pointer of the contest for the Raiders.
We knew Palamone can score, but she can be a little bit of a playmaker right there too. Nice steal on the assist.
As on the other end, the student princess, Alyssa Martin, could not put it in from the post. The Raiders are rolling right now as Daviana Nash has it. Mount Union has doubled up Heidelberg 54-26 right now. Palamone trying to put it in off the post move, no good. As we approach 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter, Marissa Thomas now trying to get something going here for the student princes. Only 4 points in this period for them. Down low inside to Martin. Martin off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Hudick. Allie Hudick now gives it up to Miller. And Coletta Miller shuffled her shoes there, called for the traveling violation. Sarah Meeks will return here for the Purple Raiders, as a substitution here as well for the student princes. Alicia Carter returns. Lily Sweeney now being guarded closely by Nash. And Nash just a little bit too aggressive once again. She's going to be whistled for the personal. That'll be her third personal. Team's fourth. So off the inbound, Lily Sweeney now has it. So in a tough period here for the student princes to find any offensive flow, as there's only 30 seconds remaining now in the period. Carter now will give it up to Thomas. Thomas drives, Thomas no good. Rebound goes to Coletta Miller. And Miller draws the personal as well. And that foul will be called on Marissa Thomas. So the Raiders try to break the press. They're able to do so. Sarah Meeks now gives it up to Miller. Miller back to Nash. The Raiders can take the last shot if they would like it. Daviana Nash now is able to find the wide open Allie Hudick, who did a great job of cutting to a wide open area, and Allie Hudick draws the foul. She will head to the free throw line. So Allie Hudick will head to the free throw line. Freshman from Lake Catholic High School. Hudick's first free throw is up and good. Pushes the Raider lead out to 55-26 with 10 seconds remaining here in the third period. Hudick's second free throw is up and no good. And so 6 seconds remaining now. Thomas tries to drive. Thomas now 2 seconds, 1 second, gives it up to Carter. That one no good. And that is how the quarter will end. A strong defensive period. As Davis mentioned, suffocating defense for the Raiders. They find themselves on top 55-26 right now as we enter this fourth quarter.
You know, we touched about on the suffocating defense, Jacob, and, you know, an impressive stat to bring out for Mount Union's defense this past quarter. You know, Heidelberg only scored 4 points. Pretty impressive compared to the Raiders' 17. So, and like you said earlier, they've already doubled their score and looking to put up more on the board as well.
That is for sure. And just bringing up these third quarter stats as well. In that third period, Heidelberg 2 for 20 from the floor, just shooting 10%. That is incredible defense right there from the Purple Raiders, which is definitely why they were able to outscore the Student Princes 17-4 in that period alone, which has allowed them to open up their largest lead here of 29 points. And a great way for the Raiders to start here in both their home opener and their OAC opener, as the women's basketball team will be back in action here on Wednesday. We will be on the call for that one as well. They will host their rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks, those defending OAC champions here at the MAC. Be sure to tune into that contest this Wednesday, December 8th for that one. As out here for the Raiders will be the freshman Coletta Miller. Karenna Maynard will also be out here for the Raiders with Emma Cannon, Kelsey Glass, and Izzy Palamone. And also here for the Student Princes, Marissa Thomas, Taylor Ratliff, Bailey Walter. It will be Morgan Altenberger and also Hallie Rogers. As inside, Karenna Maynard drives, and she draws the early foul call right there. Taylor Ratliff was not a fan of that one, but she will be called for the personal.
It was a nice give and go right there in order for the easy layup. Just couldn't put it in, unfortunately.
And correction, that foul call was on Marissa Thomas, who picks up her third personal. Karenna Maynard will head to the free throw line here for Mount Union. Maynard's first one is up and no good. Maynard is the senior from Kenston High School in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Key contributor to the Raiders last year. As second one is up, and Maynard has her first point of the contest here. Mount Union is now on top 56-26 with the fourth quarter just underway here at the MAC. Taylor Ratliff now, who tries to give it up, but that one's stolen away by the freshman Coletta Miller. Miller now on the other end, just couldn't get it to go, but it will stay here with the Raiders. Great recognition by Miller.
Koenig just mishandled the ball right there and went off her foot and out of bounds. Raider ball.
And a substitution here for Mount Union. Seeing her first action today will be the freshman from Barberton, Ohio, Haley Haywood, who has it at the top of the key, gives it up to Maynard. Maynard now gives it up to Miller, but that one is rejected right there from Koenig. Koenig now will give it on up around the perimeter, and Rogers could not hit the three. Walter tried to get that offensive rebound, but it is no good. And the Raiders will take over here. Miller now gives it up to Palamone. Palamone to Cannon, able to cross the timeline. And Miller will give it up to Cannon. Cannon now will give it up to Haywood. Haywood now tried to pass it inside, but just a miscommunication and a turnover there for Haywood, who's actually getting her first action as a Purple Raider here today. She did not appear in any of the other three contests, so it's great to see Haley Haywood out here for the Raiders. As Marissa Thomas now will give it inside to Bailey Walter. Walter now gives it right back to Thomas. Thomas tries to drive, will kick it out to Ratliff. Ratliff now gives it on up the perimeter. Nice drive by Koenig, but it is too strong, no good. Rebound to Palamone. Palamone now trying to drive it all herself. Kicks it on out to Haywood for three. That time it was too strong. And a rebound goes to Ratliff. As she pushes the pace, tries to find Walter, knocked away momentarily. Walter with the nice up and under move gets the two right there for the Student Princes.
A good pump fake right there by Walters in order to get Palamone yet again off her feet. She did that earlier in the game as well.
And the inbounds pass is deflected away momentarily. We'll remain here with the Raiders. Angela Vittantonio returns for Mount Union, as does Jenna Repart. Repart now has it as Heidelberg picks them up in a press, gives it up to Maynard. Karenna Maynard now will take it, gives it up to Vittantonio. Vittantonio now. Vittantonio is able to actually draw the foul. A little bit too aggressive there by Taylor Ratliff. And Ratliff is called for her second personal, third team foul of the period here for the Student Princes. Maynard now gives it up to Haywood. Haywood Gives it right back to Maynard. And Coretta Maynard will pull up for three, and that time it's good. Coretta Maynard swishes the wide open three.
Maynard been struggling all day from the field. Finally gets her first bucket of the contest from three.
Mount Union now on top 59-28 with 7:42 remaining here in the contest. As a foul is called, Hallie Rogers draws the personal. And that'll be called on Haley Haywood. Daviana Nash returns here for Mount Union, subbing out Coretta Maynard. Bailey Walter now. We'll give it out to Koenig. And now inside to Walter. Walter trying to put the moves on Repart. Nice pump fake, but Repart with the rejection. Walter followed her shot, and around the perimeter they go to Ratliff, who is unable to hit the three. Another offensive rebound by Koenig, and the and one opportunity now as Melanie Koenig puts it in for two off the putback.
Mount Union again with some great defense. Heidelberg just ended up getting the ball back and, found the ball movement in order for them to score and get that and one.
And so Melanie Koenig, off the putback, has an and one opportunity here for the Student Princes. Koenig has 6 of the 8 points for the Student Princes in this whole entire second half, as her free throw is up and no good. Rebound goes to Daviana Nash. Nash now driving, taking it herself, and could not put it in, but almost was able to go coast to coast there for the layup. Instead, she is able to draw the foul right there.
I will tell you this, if she would have hit that layup, this place would have erupted, because that was one heck of a shot by Daviana Nash right there.
That is for sure, as the personal will be called on Marissa Thomas for her 4th personal foul, and it'll be the 4th team foul as well for the Student Princes. As Morgan Altenberger checks back in for Heidelberg, checking back in for Mount Union is Allie Hudick and Kelsey Glass, as Nash's first free throw is up and good. Daviana Nash with her first point here today. And Nash is the freshman out of Buckdale High School in Akron, Ohio. Second free throw is up and no good. Makes it 60-30 Mount Union here with 7:09 remaining in the contest. Rogers pulls up for three, did not hit anything. And the rebound goes to Hudick. Hudick over to Nash. Nash with the fancy move. Gives out to Glass. Glass pulls up for the transition corner three, and it is good. Beautiful basketball there from the Raiders as Kelsey Glass hits another three.
Big bucket by Glass right there. I thought she might have shuffled her feet a little bit, but got the wide open three. Cash money.
And you love to see it there from Kelsey Glass, as that was her specialty last year. She was really able to hit a lot of three-pointers for the Purple Raiders. She now finds herself with her 4th three-pointer of the contest here. She's now tied with Emma Cannon as the high man for the Raiders today with 14 each. As a timeout here for the Student Princes, Mount Union finds themselves on top 63-30 with 6:52 remaining here in the contest. And once again, just a reminder, immediately following this one, Mount Union men's basketball team, the 12th ranked team in the country, will take on the Heidelberg Student Princes and their OAC opener. We will have that coverage for you on the men's basketball live stream as well. As Mount Union is rolling in this one. A lot of things going right for the Raiders here today. You'll love to see it after that 2-week break, as Alicia Carter checks back in here for the Student Princes. And Koenig will inbound it to Lily Sweeney, who also returns for Heidelberg. Sweeney now. We'll give it up to Koenig. And inside they go to Walter, out to Sweeney. Lily Sweeney now driving, and Lily Sweeney puts it up, and Lily Sweeney puts it in for the Student Princes. Off the inbounds, knocked away momentarily by Heidelberg, will remain here with the Raiders. Gretchen Koken returns here for Mount Union, as Lily Sweeney in her return here to Mount Union transferred over to Heidelberg prior to this season, has just the 4 points. Annika Sweeney, another transfer, yet to score here in this contest. A nice pump fake from Madison Hensley, freed up the space, and she's able to put it in for 2.
Like you said, Jacob, nice pump fake right by the three-point line. Made the defender jump and just drove in a little bit from the nice easy J.
On the other end, Sweeney tries to drive too hard off the glass right there, but the rebound will remain here with the Student Princes. It's Koenig now. Koenig driving, gives it to Carter. Carter right back out to Sweeney, who pulls up for 3. That time no good once again. Rebound to Reppart. Reppart will give it up to Nash. Nash now to Hensley. Hensley pulls up for another mid-range shot. That time no good. Gretchen Koken grabs the miss. And Koken over to Nash. Nash now driving, and Nash just a little bit too strong. And it will be rebounded there by Carter. Carter gives it up to Lily Sweeney. Sweeney now. Right back to Carter. Around the perimeter they go. Koenig now. Over to Altenberger. Over to Walter, high post. Walter tries to drive. Nice up and under move. Too strong off the glass. Gets her own miss. And Bailey Walter puts it in there for the Student Princes.
And that's why you don't give up on the play. Walter staying strong throughout the whole process. Missed the first bucket, but got the second one to go down.
Bailey Walter now with 8 points and 11 rebounds. As on the other end, Lily Sweeney comes up with the steal. Sweeney tries to go in, but it's blocked away by Daviana Nash. It will remain Student Princes basketball.
Good transition right there by Nash in order to get the block there on Sweeney.
Hallie Rogers and Ashley Ballard will return for Heidelberg. Angela Vittantonio returns for Mount Union. 65-34, just under 5 to play here in this contest. Lily Sweeney now driving on Nash. Sweeney drives, couldn't put it in. Sweeney went for her own rebound, but it's ripped away by Madison Hensley. Shocked that there was no jump ball called there. Hensley gives it up to Koken. Koken now, cross-court pass to Allie Hudick, and Hudick puts it up, and Allie Hudick puts it in.
Just a nice cut in right there by Hudick in order to get wide open underneath the basket. It was a good contest by Sweeney, but got the basket in.
And a nice move on the other end by Altenberger, but Altenberger's shot goes in and out, no good. As Koken now has it. She kicks out to Hensley for the wide open 3, just short right there. Rebound goes to Carter. Alicia Carter now brings it up for Heidelberg as we approach the 4-minute mark. 67-34 Mount Union. Rogers now kicks over to Sweeney. Sweeney tries to drive, is able to do so, puts it up, and Lily Sweeney puts it in for 2.
Just got in the middle of the paint, nice floater, went right in.
67-36, Mount Union now as Daviana Nash gives it up to Hensley. Hensley over to Koken. Koken to Vittantonio. Vittantonio pulls up for 3, too strong, rebound to Ballard.
It's not a great look by Vittantonio right there. Might have to look for a better shot.
As Sweeney now at the other end pulls up for 3. Lily Sweeney's shot is no good. Daviana Nash grabs the rebound for Mount Union. Nash now drives, kicks out to Koken. Koken for 3, and Gretchen Koken hits another 3-pointer for the Purple Raiders.
Looks like the Heidelberg defense has just looked really flat the past few minutes. Mount Union's got a lot of open shooters on the offensive end, and not only at the half court, but also the full court as well, as the transition's been nice.
As on the other end, Alicia Carter now pulls up mid-range, and Alicia Carter hits the easy 2 for her first bucket of this contest. Hudick now at the other end gives it to Vittantonio, and Angela Vittantonio puts it up and puts it in for the Raiders. And not quite sure what the call was on the floor right there. No timeout called, but there was still substitution, so an interesting thing right there. Alyssa Martin returns here for the Student Princes. As for Mount Union, Haley Haywood and Coletta Miller both return. Sweeney tried to get it to Carter. Carter bobbled it off her leg, and possession will go back to the Purple Raiders. Miller will give it up to Daviana Nash, as Nash now over to Haywood. Haywood bobbles it, and that'll be a turnover for the Raiders now as well.
I didn't know if you noticed this, Jacob, but everyone but Angela Vittantonio is a freshman on the floor. Vittantonio being a sophomore, so honestly, not that much of a difference between the two, as they're the Raiders are up almost double digits, or almost twice the amount of score. Heidelberg is up and is looking to play some more of their people that, may not get a chance usually. And this is great. It allows your program to develop, and it allows those players to get the experience that they need in order to compete at a high level later on.
And that's a great point, Davis, as Daviana Nash now will kick it up to Coletta Miller. Miller now over to Haywood. Haywood over to Vitantonio. Vitantonio over to Daviana Nash. Nash now trying to put the moves on Sweeney, and Nash puts it up, and Daviana Nash with the shot clock winding down puts it in for the Raiders.
Devonna Nash just somehow found her way into the middle of the paint and up for a nice easy lay-in right there. Nice bucket.
Now here on the other end, a three-pointer right there from Hallie Rogers cuts that lead back down to 74-41 for Mount Union. And back to your point, Davis, it's great to see the freshmen all on the court right now here. And Vitantonio, she didn't necessarily get a lot of playing time last year as well, so it's great to see everybody on the floor finally getting that playing time that they so deserve and showing that they can contribute here to this basketball team, as Haywood's pass intended for Vitantonio is kicked right there by Ballard. So with a minute 15 remaining here in the contest, 74-41 Mount Union right now. Daviana Nash now will give it on up to Miller. Miller's shot is too strong. Rebound goes to the Student Princes. Lily Sweeney now will give it on up inside to Martin, but Martin's shot is too strong. Rebound goes to the Raiders, and Devonna Nash try to kill some clock here a little bit as Hudick has it. Gives up to Vitantonio. Vitantonio now trying to hand it off to Haywood, is able to do so. Haywood now pulls up from the top of the key. That one is no good. And the rebound right there will go to Martin.
Wide open look there for Haywood. Unfortunately, could not put in the bucket right at the free throw line.
As Lily Sweeney now will give it to Rogers. Rogers gives it to Ballard. Ballard drives back over to Rogers. Rogers pulls up for three. Hallie Rogers with yet another three-pointer. She's the high Student Prince now with 13 points, as it's 74-44 with 19 seconds remaining in this contest. Susie Vanette signals over to Devonna Nash just to simply dribble out the clock here, as the Raiders will pick up their second win of the season here in the home opener. They will improve to 1-0 in the OAC as well, 2-2 on the season, while the Student Princes will drop to 1-7 now on their season, as after a 2-week break, the Mount Union Purple Raiders were able to come out and dominate this one from the start with the 74-44 win. Davis, how did we get to here? How did Mount Union, how are they able to pull away with this big 30-point win?
The big emphasis tonight was the defense. I mean, it was very obvious to tell from the very start of this game that Mount Union's defense dictated whatever this game was going to be. And, I mean, they did a phenomenal job, only held Heidelberg to 4 points in that third quarter as well. So, and I said at the beginning of the game what they needed to do was just get back to their fundamentals. I mean, not playing for 2 weeks during a season is very critical. You lose a lot of playing time, and you kind of get out of your groove a little bit as well. So being able to come back in a game against Heidelberg, almost beat them by double their score, and, to commit that many turnovers that Heidelberg had today. And, Mount Union looked really good, and you can't say anything less.
That is for sure, as just taking a look at the final stat line, as the Purple Raiders were led by both Kelsey Glass and Emma Cannon, who each added 14 points for the Raiders. Izzy Palamone had a double-double today with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Great contributions from all of those starters. Hallie Rogers was the high Student Prince with 13 points. Heidelberg just shot 26.5% from the floor as a team. Mount Union 42.9%. Mount Union also hit 11 three-pointers in this contest as compared to just 4 for the Student Princes. And that defense that we've been talking about all throughout the contest forced 24 Student Princes turnovers, and Mount Union was able to score 22 points off that. And so with the women's basketball game concluding, the men's basketball team begins to take the court here. So make sure to stay tuned, as Davis and I will be back on the call here for Game 2 of our doubleheader today, as the Mount Union men's basketball team gets set to take on Heidelberg in their OAC opener.